The Russian Ministry of Defense announced on Thursday that its air defense systems intercepted multiple Storm Shadow missiles over the occupied Crimean Peninsula. Official sources claimed that 8 missiles were shot down, though several Russian Telegram channels reported that at least 9 had been intercepted. Meanwhile, Ukrainian media released a video showing a plume of smoke rising near the city of Sudik in Crimea. In a related development, traffic on the Kerch Bridge, a key supply route for Russian forces occupying parts of Ukraine, was temporarily halted. Reports also indicated that Russian air defenses were actively engaged Thursday morning in several areas across Crimea, including Simferopol, Dzhankoy, Krasnogvardeisk, and Belogorsk. On the same day, Ukraine's main intelligence directorate confirmed the destruction of several Russian radar systems and a Baki-16 high-speed landing craft in Crimea. In a statement posted on its official Telegram channel, HER described the strike as part of ongoing efforts to demilitarize the peninsula, which remains illegally annexed by Russia. Evading enemy missile defenses, the Special Forces Unit, Primari, of the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense successfully struck a Project 02510 Bk-16 landing craft and destroyed Russian radar systems including the Nebo-SVU, Podlet K-1, and 96L6E, the statement read. The agency further reported that, following heavy losses to their air defense infrastructure, particularly from attacks by the Primari unit, Russian forces in Crimea have begun concealing high-value assets under dome structures. One such dome, housing an air defense installation of the 3rd Radio Technical Regiment on Ai-Petri, was reportedly hit by Ukrainian forces. Ukraine's military intelligence emphasized that armed resistance against the Russian occupation would continue, highlighting the increasing tempo of precision strikes on strategic targets across Crimea. Amid mounting battlefield losses in Ukraine, the Russian government has intensified its forced mobilization efforts, increasingly targeting vulnerable populations such as prisoners, conscripts, ethnic minorities from remote regions, and Central Asian migrants to replenish its depleted ranks. Eyewitness reports collected by the Siberian Realities portal reveal that male inmates in prisons across the Volga region, particularly in Tatarstan and Bashkortostan, as well as in Siberia, are frequently subjected to beatings, psychological abuse, and threats in a bid to coerce them into military service. According to Olga Romanova, head of the Russia Behind Bars Foundation, many of these prisoners are funneled into the infamous Storm Z assault units, which are often deployed on near-suicidal missions at the front. She notes that the once crowded prison system is steadily emptying. In many cases, suspects are no longer brought to trial or incarcerated. Police are now not only authorized but actively encouraged to offer military contracts, even to those accused of minor offenses, Romanova explained. Since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, tens of thousands of soldiers have been deployed to the front. The prolonged conflict, now in its 4th year, has inflicted heavy casualties on both sides, pushing Russian authorities to seek new and increasingly aggressive means of conscription. Romanova also revealed that police officers are offered financial incentives for every recruit they secure. In 2023, the bonus was 10,000 rubles, but that amount has skyrocketed to 100,000 rubles. To put that into perspective, she said, the average monthly salary of a provincial police officer is around 40,000 rubles. You can imagine the extent of pressure this creates. She added that since 2023, approximately 90 prisons have been shut down due to the mass transfer of inmates into the military. In October 2024, President Vladimir Putin signed a law permitting prisoners to enter military service even before their trials, effectively legalizing forced recruitment from detention centers. A woman identified as Svetlana told Siberian Realities that her boyfriend, currently imprisoned in the Volga region, was among those brutally assaulted during a recruitment raid. Over 100 riot police were brought in and beat all the inmates indiscriminately until they signed. My boyfriend witnessed prisoners being dragged away with broken ribs and limbs. Some were sent to the front still injured. Those who refused were transferred elsewhere and threatened with further violence. Those who resist are punished harshly. Their phones are seized, and all visits are suspended. Natalia, whose son was imprisoned for a drug offense in Siberia's Kemerovo region, shared that he eventually succumbed to the pressure after years of resistance. He told me, "They twisted my arms until they broke. After that, he disappeared. He only had 2 years left on his sentence, and now he's gone." In 2022-2023, Russia's Federal Penitentiary Service reported a record 58,000 missing prisoners. While many were previously recruited by the Wagner Group, they are now being absorbed into clandestine battalions operated directly under the Russian Defense Ministry. Russian forces continue their summer offensive in eastern Ukraine, but given the scale of their losses, there is no evidence of real success on the front line, said Pavlo Narozhny, Ukrainian military expert and founder of the Reactive Mail charity. It seems they haven't achieved the results they were hoping for. In the Pokrovsk sector, they've simply been battering their heads against the wall, Narozhny said on Radio NV. According to him, Ukrainian defense forces, particularly the Marines, are firmly holding their positions. It's hard to say that we're in a position to launch a counterattack right now. Any Ukrainian gains here would be tactical. The main danger is to the east of Pokrovsk, where we're seeing signs of a semi-encirclement. If we can counterattack there and push the Russians back, it would greatly secure this entire part of the front, he noted. Narozhny stressed that Pokrovsk is strategically vital for Ukraine. Losing it would severely impact logistics in the Sloviansk-Kramatorsk area. The situation remains difficult. Fighting continues in Chasiv Yar, and beyond it lies Kostantinivka, a sizable settlement. But overall, if we assess the past 2 months in Donbass, and consider the enormous resources and astronomical losses the enemy has poured in, they still haven't achieved any meaningful gains, he said. Meanwhile, senior lieutenant of the Ukrainian Defense Forces with the call sign, Alex, author of the Officer Telegram channel, reported that Russian troops are stepping up activity along the entire border of Kharkiv region. He said that in the morning, Ukrainian units stopped an enemy attempt to advance from the state border near Hoptivka. The enemy is increasing its activity along the whole Kharkiv border. It's unclear whether they're probing our defenses or trying to break through in multiple places to later exploit success on a larger operational scale, Alex explained. He added that this uptick is not limited to border areas. Similar patterns are being seen in the Kupiansk and Lyman directions.